All right, welcome to Lax TV's live stream of today's MCLA matchup between Oregon Men's Lacrosse and Chico State. We're starting off here with the referees giving a little announcement. We got the two team starters lined up. For Oregon at attack, we have number 1, Grant Clifford, number 4, Michael Marcotte, number 40, John Finnegan. At midfield, we'll have number 7, Dylan Alpha, number 10, Liam DeLumpa, 17, Luke Kukta. And at defense, we'll have number 11, Matt Peter, number 27, Hayden Haugen, and number 31, Justin Anthony, with Sam Snyder, number 22, in goal. For Chico State, in goal, we'll have Gavin Risbury. For the defense, number 2, Michael Peck. Number 17, Billy Backhauser. Number 24, Quinn Gabler. At LSM, number 27, Greg Kurth. At the midfield, number 3, Brandon Martler. Number 7, Robbie Blethen. Number 14, Joe Fushinia. And at attack, number 8, John Bruni. Number 9, Toby Harvey. And number 12, Evan Ferrader. Here at the face-off X, we have number 42, Chris Damewood for Oregon. And looks like number 32, Curtis Bowden for Chico State. Excuse me, 33, Devin Cameron. Procedure penalty on Oregon. Chico State ball to start the game off. Oregon's coming off a pretty convincing win against Dominican last week. Hoping to keep their momentum rolling, and Chico State is looking to find their first win against Oregon today. Number 3, Brandon Marler taking a dodge towards the goal, picked off by Oregon's defense. That was Justin Anthony with the interception as Hayden Haugen clears the ball over the midline for Oregon. And gives it off to Liam DeLumpa, senior captain midfielder for the Ducks, as Oregon successfully clears. This year, Oregon has a completely different attack line than they did last year, with 2 transfers coming in and with 1 freshman. So their offense looks a lot different than it did last year. They had a good showing last weekend. Let's see if they can keep things up. DeLumpa dodging down the alley, moves it to X, to Marcotte, and Marcotte buries it. As Oregon goes up 1-0, minute and a half into the game. On the wing for the Ducks at LSM is Eric Reister, with Damewood and Cameron back at the face-off X. Damewood wins the ball out, but stays on the ground. Loose ball push on the Ducks, Chico State ball. Chico State with the ball at X. Flag is down. Looks like it might have been for a slash, but we'll just have to wait and find out. So free possession here for Chico State. Taking their time with this one because they know that it's a free possession. They'll get the ball back. Ball up top right now with 21, Connor Patrick. Moves to X, to number 8, John Bruni. Flag still down here. Chico State with the ball, milking the most they can out of this free possession. Some good midi defense by Oregon's Luke Piper. Oh, and Chico State makes a great feed into the crease, finds Devin Cameron, who ties it up 1-1. And the penalty is for an illegal body check on Oregon's 11, Matt Peter, I believe. Oh, excuse me, on Justin Anthony. So Oregon's Justin Anthony will serve the penalty for an illegal body check. So Oregon will be man down on this faceoff. All tied up 1-1 with 12 minutes to go as Damewood takes the faceoff X again for Oregon. But for Chico State, it looks like number 10, Hayden Noble. Damewood wins it forward to himself and passes it off to LSM Johnny Cook. Chico State comes out to double. Cook with the ball running down the sideline. Gets it to Marcotte at X. Chico State still looking to double the ball since they're a man up. Marcotte splits the double team. And a great save by number 1, Gavin Risbury. As Chico State picks up the ground ball. Man, that was an incredible just doorstep save. Chico State still a man up here trying to clear the ball. Finds number 11, Ryan Smith in the midfield, who legs it out over the midline. And Chico State has it settled in their offensive half now. Oregon man down here, so we have a 6-on-5 situation. Let's see what Chico State can do with it. Oh, now we're even. We're even now. All even. Toby Harvey with the ball, tries to feed the middle. Pass gets deflected, and it's still loose. Oh, Johnny Cook gets the ground ball, but gets blown up by number 16, Patrick Olney, but a flag is down. Let's see what this is. Referee's still figuring it out. Cross check, 1 minute. So Olney will serve a 1 minute penalty for a cross check. Looked like he went in a little high there. Maybe that's what the ref saw. So now Oregon will have a man-up chance. The man-up unit for Oregon includes Jake Marcy and 35, Charlie Mayers, along with 4 of the other starters. Mayers takes a rip from outside, but it's deflected by number 27, Greg Kurth, and a loose ball push penalty on Kurth, so Oregon gets to keep the ball. Marcy with it, passes over to Mayers, down to Clifford. Marcotte with the ball now. Oregon trying to find a shooting lane. Ball's down, Marcotte picks it up. Oregon still man up here. Marcotte takes an outside shot that sails left. Oregon retains possession here. Luke Kupta on the shot back up. And Chico State's penalty is released, so we are all even. Ball down. Chico State comes up with the ground ball, but a flag is down. Looks like it's on Oregon's Jake Marcy. holding penalty, I believe is what they're calling. Coach Bongiorno does not look very happy about that one. So now Chico State is man up. Hayden Haugen pressuring out up top as Chico State moves the ball around. Again, trying to take this opportunity to go up 2-1 here. Skip pass up top, and Toby Harvey's shot sails wide left, backed up by Oregon. So Oregon ball now, man down as they'll try and clear. Matt Peter with the ball. He's going to try and run it himself. Matt Peter crosses over the midline, trying to find an attackman to dish it off to, and he finds Finnegan, who reaches out for a great catch, who touches it in the box, and now Oregon will try and run out the clock on this penalty. Oh, and Oregon's Jake Marcy ran onto the field before his penalty was released, and Oregon turnover. So now Chico State has the ball again, cleared, but we are even. So 6-on-6 here, 1-1 with 8 minutes left within the first quarter. Toby Harvey makes a move at X and gets pushed down to the ground. Ball's up, claimed by Oregon's Sam Snyder, the goalkeeper. And excuse me, that was Chico State's John Bruni, not Toby Harvey. Oregon clearing the ball now. Hayden Haugen for Oregon cleared the ball, but there's a flag down. I believe it's going to be for a slash. Yep, slashing penalty on Chico State's number 9, Toby Harvey. A lot of penalties here in this first quarter so far. So Oregon is again man up. Oregon's Jake Marcy with the ball. So far, no one has capitalized on a man up opportunity through the several that have been had by both teams. Oregon's Grant Clifford takes shot and buries it. High over Gavin Risbury. So Oregon goes up 2-1. Clifford had all the time in the world to get that shot off. Chris Damewood back at the face-off X for Oregon, and number 33, Devin Cameron for Chico State. Penalty is released for Chico State, so we are all even again. Damewood wins the clamp on the face-off and flicks it out to number 18, Gabe Schnitzer, who picks it up, but then is checked by Greg Kurth. Ball's down still near the sideline. Schnitzer rakes it out to himself, still down. Picked up by Johnny Cook, Oregon's LSM, who's being chased by Greg Kurth, trying to find an outlet to get the ball off. Touches it in the box. Pressure all over his hands here by Chico State. And finally finds Damewood. So now Oregon will look to settle as Damewood gets it off to Marcotte. And Oregon will sub and get their offensive personnel on the field. Finnegan with the ball now at X, over to Clifford on the wing. And Oregon has their first line midfielders out with Dylan Alpha, Liam DeLumpa, and Luke Kupta. Oregon running a 2-2-2 set here. DeLumpa dodges down the wing, takes a shot, and scores. Looks like it bounced off of Risbury's leg into the goal as Oregon makes it 3-1. Great dodge and score by DeLumpa there. unassisted. And now Oregon sends out number 29, Ezra Endy, freshman midfielder for the Ducks, to face off. And Chico State puts Hayden Noble back out at the X. This is the first face-off for Oregon that Damewood has not taken. And Endy appears to have won the clamp, but is called for a procedure penalty here, so Chico State ball. Chico State gets their offensive personnel on the field. Midfielders Robbie Blethen, Brandon Marler, and Joe Fuchinia. Looks like Chico State is running a 3-1-2 set here. Evan Freitas moves the ball up to Robbie Blethen and moves it over. Brandon Marler now down to X with John Bruni and Toby Harvey. Harvey's going to dodge from X up the right wing. Passes up for a bounce shot by Robbie Blethen. Goes left. Backed up, though, by Chico State's John Bruni. Ball up top now with Brandon Marler, who is going to dodge down the left wing from up top. Moves it to X. Back up. Midfielders have the ball now. Joe Fuchinia. Chico State really being patient with this possession, trying to answer back Oregon's 2-goal run, but an illegal pick penalty on Chico State's Toby Harvey will give the ball back to Oregon. Oregon's Sam Snyder finds Oregon midfielder wide open on the other side of the field with a long clear pass. Now Oregon instantly gets settled on their end. And again, we'll sub for personnel. Clifford with the ball at X, moves it up top to Marcotte, who has a short stick matchup right now. I'm sure Oregon's going to try and exploit this. Marcotte tries to make a move to his right hand, but is stopped. Makes a second move, but is shot saved by Gavin Risbury. Backed up by Oregon's John Finnegan, though. Finnegan gets the ball back to Marcotte, who makes a move up the left wing. Moves it over to Charlie Mayers and back up top. Swung all the way over to Oregon's number 8, who takes a shot down the left alley, saved by Gavin Risbury. Oregon's number 8 is Alex Delacourt. Chico State clearing the ball now. Joe Fuchinia runs it over the midline and finds number 32, Curtis Bowden, who takes the ball to X. And now Chico State will settle into their half-field offense. Number 12, Evan Freitas tried to feed Curtis Bowden, but the pass was not caught. But a loose ball push on Oregon gives the ball back to Chico. Ball's down again, and Oregon's defense comes up with the ground ball. That's Hayden Haugen, who finds Alex Delacourt for Oregon, who will run the ball over the midline and finds Eric Reister, who takes a long shot and scores on Chico State's Gavin Risbury. That's the LSM for Oregon, Eric Reister, with what looked about like an 18-yard shot or so. Oregon takes a 4-1 lead with 3 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Oregon's Chris Damewood back out on the face-off X to face off against Chico State's Devin Cameron. Gabe Schnitzer on the wing for Oregon and Johnny Cook at LSM. And number 26, Ryan Fellon at LSM for Chico State. And 14, Joe Fashinia as the short stick wing. Damewood wins the clamp, but his dig out is blocked by Cameron's foot. And now there's a ground ball that is picked up by Chico State. Joe Fashinia picks the ball up and runs away from pressure. So Chico State now possesses the ball in the box, and a pass goes awry down to the attack, and the ball is picked up by Sam Snyder, who's out of the cage now, chasing after a ground ball, but finds Hayden Haugen, and now Oregon will try and clear. Haugen gets double teamed and turns away, finds Chris Damewood, who finds DeLumpa, and DeLumpa will clear it himself over the midline. Chico State now with the ball after an Oregon turnover. Oh, and a goal as number 7, Robbie Blethen, found Evan Freitas, wide open on the crease, and he finishes. 4-2 now with 2 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Oregon leads. Same personnel on the face-off for both teams except the short stick wings. Midi Ryan Weber for Chico State and Midi Luke Piper for Oregon. Damewood wins the clamp and tries to dig it out, but the ball is picked up. Not yet, excuse me. Ball still on the ground. And a whistle. Loose ball push on Chico State. Oregon ball. Oregon's Clifford with the ball now, slowing the pace down. And Oregon brings their first line back out onto the field. Oregon working the ball around the outside right now. We'll see if they try and make this the last possession. Luke Kukta dodges down the left wing and saved by Risbury. But Oregon picks up the ground ball. That's Oregon's Marcotte with the ground ball. Finds Kukta, shoots again, saved again by Risbury. Ball still down, Kukta gets it, and now he scores. Bounce shot with his offhand over Risbury's right shoulder as Oregon goes up 5-2 with about 50 seconds left in the first quarter. Risbury made a couple great saves there, but Oregon kept picking the ground ball up and got multiple chances, so they finally found the back of the net. Damewood and Cameron here to face off again against each other. Damewood wins the clamp. Ball still down, and Reister picks up the ground ball for Oregon, who finds a streaking Gabe Schnitzer in the middle, who shoots, and saved by Risbury. Chico State clearing the ball now. Devin Cameron moves it over to Robbie Blethen, who crosses the midline and gets it to Evan Freitas. And now Chico State will try and get one last look at the goal here in this quarter. Devin Cameron making a move to the goal right now, gets double teamed, moves it off to Joe Bruni, who passes in the middle. Ground ball with Freitas. Tries to pass to X and picked off by Oregon's Sam Snyder, who clears it long down the other side of the field to end the first quarter. So at the end of one, we have Oregon 5, Chico State 2. A lot of shots on goal for Oregon. Gavin Risbury has made some pretty big saves here so far. A lot of penalties in the first quarter, so we'll see how much of that persists into the rest of the game. So with that, we're going to take a short break, and we'll be back for the rest of the feed to start the second quarter. And we're back for the start of the second quarter as Damewood and Cameron are back to face off. Oh, excuse me, that is Chico State's Hayden Noble. Damewood wins the ball forward to himself, moves it to Finnegan, who has his pass deflected out of bounds. So it'll be Oregon ball. Clifford picks it up looking for a quick start, but now we'll settle it down. As Oregon again will sub to get their offensive personnel on the field. Looks like they're going to run with their second line midfield here. Alex Delacorte, Jake Marcy, and Charlie Mayers. Jake Marcy dodging down the wing, moves it to Marcotte, who catches it one-handed, moves it up to Mayers. And looks like they're just going to go for it again. Marcy dodges over the top, but is met and shoots, and a save by Risbury. Marcy tried to shoot high to high, but Risbury was with another great save as Chico State will try and clear it. 32, Curtis Bowden with the ball, but gets knocked down, and Matt Peter, Oregon Deepole, picks up the ground ball. Oregon ran a ride there designed to get one of their Deepoles out in midfield to meet the Chico State clear before it came over the midline, and it worked successfully. Oregon with the ball now, back in their half. Marcotte finds Clifford, and goal. Marcotte again got matched up with a short stick, made a move over the top on the wing, found Clifford on a little slide cut, and Clifford finished bottom, low, and away. 6-2 Oregon, a minute and a half into this second quarter. So a failed clear for Chico State led to a goal for Oregon. Damewood and Cameron at the face-off X now. Damewood flicks the ball out to Oregon's Schnitzer. Clean face-off win for Damewood. And Oregon gets the ball down to its attack with Finnegan and will sub their personnel. Marcotte with the ball now, receiving some pressure from Chico State's Quinn Gabler. Moves it up top to Kukta, and Oregon has their first line back out on the field. DeLumpa dodges down the wing, shoots, and a save by Risbury. Alpha for Oregon picks the ball up though off the ricochet. And Oregon will get back into their offense. Kupta dodges down the right wing, moves it to X to Marcotte, who finds Clifford in the middle and scores. Great cut by Grant Clifford there across the middle as Marcotte received the ball at X. Marcotte found him at the perfect time, and another finish by Clifford. 7-2 Oregon now.
Oh yeah, is it gonna be fun?
Damewood and Cameron back at the X. Damewood wins the ball forward to himself, and Oregon has a fast break opportunity, but the ball is poked away by Chico State's Billy Bachhauser, and a flag is down. Flag down against Oregon as Chico State has the ball, trying to clear. So if they can get the ball over, they'll have a free possession. Risbury finds 27, Greg Kurth, clears the ball over the midline. Still looking for an outlet, and he finally finds number 21, Connor Patrick. So Chico State will get settled into their half-field offense and have a free possession here. Oh, looks like an interference penalty on Chico State will kill the flag down opportunity, so Chico State will go man up. The penalty is on Oregon's John Finnegan. Looks like a hold. 12 minutes left to go here in the second quarter. Oregon up 7-2, but Chico State has a man-up opportunity to see if they can end this Oregon run. Chico State with the ball. Number 9, Toby Harvey moves it over to Robbie Bletham. Moves it to Marler. Back up to Harvey, who shoots low to high and stings it over Snyder's head. That was a deep shot. He was far outside, but used his defender perfectly as a screen. Oregon's Eric Reister, and low to high right over Snyder's head. Beautiful shot by Chico State's Toby Harvey. 7-3 Oregon as Chico State scored 15 seconds into that man-up opportunity. Noble and Damewood at the face-off X. Damewood has had the upper hand in the clamp so far, as he wins the clamp again and wins it forward to himself and flicks it back to LSM Eric Reister. Reister being pressured, though, by 26, Ryan Phelan. Gets away and moves it to Marcotte. Marcotte makes a move down the wing just to get away from pressure, and will settle the ball now as Oregon subs on to get their offense on the field. Oregon's second line midfield on the field now. Marcy, Mayers, and Delacorte now is subbed on as well, so Oregon will get into their offense. Looks like they're running a 3-1-2 here. Ball now down at X. Clifford, Finnegan moves it up. Mayers trying to find some shooting space, moves it to Delacorte. Back down to Marcotte. And the ball gets returned back up to the midfield. Delacorte now going to take a go down the left wing, but some good midi defense by Chico State's number 7, Robbie Blethyn. Finnegan tries to feed inside to Marcotte. Ball gets deflected down, but Marcotte gets the ground ball. And now Finnegan coming up the left wing. Looked like he had a step, but a good recovery by Chico State. And Oregon moves the ball around to try and attack the other side. Robbie Blethyn playing good midi defense again. The ball is moved down to John Finnegan at X. Finnegan splits to his left hand up the wing, comes up, and a save. Save Gavin Risbury. Immediately outlets it to Blethyn, and Blethyn will carry it over the midline Oh, but pass deflected by Matt Peter, and ball's now down. Referee's trying to figure out who it was last off of. They're saying deflected off Chico State, so Oregon ball. Matt Peter moves over to goalie Sam Snyder, finds pressure, but moves it up to Justin Anthony. Justin Anthony looking for a midfield outlet. Moves it across the field to Marcy, who stops the pass with his body, but ground ball picked up by Marcy, and he'll clear it himself. Oregon now touches it in the box and will get settled into their half-field game. Oregon bringing on their first line, it looks like. Luke Kupta has the ball. Oh, offsides on Oregon. So Chico State ball. Chico State brings their first line onto the field with Blethen, Marler, and Fushinia. Harvey with the ball moves it to Bruni. Bruni dodging up the left wing. Moves it back to Harvey and back up top. Number 21 for Chico State, Connor Patrick, subs on for Robbie Blethen. Toby Harvey looking to take a dodge from X. Running a pick game with John Bruni. But moves it up to the midfield now as Oregon played some pretty good on-ball pick defense. Chico State's Brandon Marler now with the ball. Dodges down the right wing on Oregon's Kupta. Moves it to X to Harvey, who moves it back up top. Connor Patrick with the ball now, moves it to Brandon Marler, who's going to take another dodge on Kupta. Back down that same right alley. Moves it across the field, but pass deflected down, picked up by Oregon's Matt Peter, who moves it up to Gabe Schmitzer, and now Oregon has a fast break. To Marcotte, skip pass to Finnegan is deflected and goes down. But Finnegan saves it from going out of bounds, gets the ground ball, moves it up to Kupta, who has his shot deflected by number 17, Billy Bockhauser, but there's a flag down on Chico State, so Oregon will go man up. Slashing penalty on Chico State's number 24, Quinn Gabler. So Oregon will be man up here again. Trying to extend their lead to 5. 7-3 Oregon right now with 7 minutes and 30 seconds left in the half. Oregon gets into their man-up play. Marcotte tries to feed the middle to Jake Marcy, but pass not completed, and Chico State takes the ball over. Trying to clear the ball man down. Risbury passes over to Michael Peck. Back to Risbury. Not able to find an outlet to get the ball over the midfield. Still trying to find an option. Robbie Blethen makes a nice catch over the midfield, but then tries to find Devin Cameron, and the pass goes awry. Oregon's Jake Marcy gets the ball and passes to Marcotte. So now Marcotte has the ball as the penalty is about to wind down here against Chico State. We're all even now, 6 on 6. And Oregon has their second line midfield out on the field. The same attackman that started the game. Mayers, Marcy, and Delacorte out there for Oregon. Delacorte drops a pass for Marcy, but plenty of time, gets his own ground ball. He's going to take a go here down the left wing. Shoots on the run, and a save by Risbury. Risbury looked like he saw that the whole way. And he finds 27, Greg Kurth, LSM, who clears the ball himself with Matt Peter pressuring his hands, forces a bad pass, ground ball picked up by Justin Anthony, moves it up to Luke Piper, and Oregon has numbers. Marcotte finds Clifford, scoop pass, oh man, Grant Clifford scoop pass underneath, over across crease to John Finnegan, who finishes while straddling the crease line. A lot of showmanship in that goal by Oregon. Quick ball movement, quick decision making too. 8-3 Oregon now with 5.5 minutes left in the half. Damewood and Noble at face-off X. Damewood wins the clamp, flicks it back to Gabe Schnitzer, who can't handle the flick back, and Greg Kurth picks it up for Chico State. Immediately gets the ball to John Bruni, who has Matt Peter all over his hands as he tries to touch it in the box, and successfully does. So now Chico State will get a shot at their half-field offense, as it looks like they're going to bring on their first-line midfield, with the exception of Robbie Blethen. So Connor Patrick again on with this first unit. Chico State in a 3-1-2 set. And it looks like Brandon Marler is going to take a dodge down that right wing, but is met by Gabe Schnitzer, who plays some good midi defense and forces him out. Ball skipped up top to number 14, Fushinia, and back to Marler, who's going to take another dodge on Schnitzer, it looks like. Oh, he moves the ball to John Bruni, but the pass is deflected by goalie Sam Snyder, who then gets the ground ball. Oregon now looking to clear with just over 4 minutes left in the first half. Oregon's Justin Anthony makes a crossfield pass to Matt Peter. And Peter will clear the ball himself. Takes it all the way in and scores. Just straight down the middle. Looks like no one from Chico State really expected him to go all the way downfield. Miscommunication there by Chico State's defense as Matt Peter runs straight down the middle of the box and scores high to low on Risbury. 9-3 Oregon now with 3 minutes, 53 seconds left in the first half, and Chico State takes a timeout. Left to go in the first half. Oregon's Chris Damewood comes back out to take another face-off against Hayden Noble for Chico State. Short stick midfielder Luke Piper on the wing. LSM Greg Kurth for Chico State, LSM Eric Reister for Oregon, and midfielder Robbie Blethen, short stick midfielder on the wing for Chico State. Damewood has been pretty dominant at the face-off X so far. Let's see what happens here. Damewood wins the clamp, but is pushed off the ball by Noble. Ball still down, picked up by Luke Piper for Oregon, who throws a fake and gets Hayden Noble completely turned around from Chico State. Oregon bench pretty excited about that one. Ball with Finnegan now moves it over to Marcotte, who moves it up to Luke Kukta. And DeLumpa now with the ball on the right wing. Moves it to X with Marcotte. Oh, excuse me, that was Finnegan. DeLumpa dodging down the right alley. Passes back to Kukta, who passes over to Marcotte, over to Clifford. Oregon moving the ball pretty quickly here. Clifford and Marcotte trying to get a two-man game off. Marcotte gets checked down to the ground by Chico State's Robbie Blethen, who picks up the ground ball and tries to push in transition. Finds John Bruni at X, who's going to slow the pace down. Brandon Marler with the ball up top, being guarded by Oregon's Dylan Alpha. Passes down to Toby Harvey, covered by Justin Anthony for Oregon. Robbie Blethen back on the field with this first line unit for Chico State. Toby Harvey goes up the right alley, tries a little wet noodle shot with his back to the goal. Sails way wide and across the field, but Chico State maintains possession. Number 12, Evan Ferreites, moves the ball up to 32, Curtis Bowden. Curtis Bowden running with this first midfield unit right now in place of Joe Fushina. Robbie Blethen with the ball. He's going to dodge down on Oregon's DeLumpa, but a save by Snyder, who gives it off to Justin Anthony, who finds DeLumpa in the corner, who will run the ball out himself on Chico State's Robbie Blethen. DeLumpa touches the ball in the box, and Oregon will settle into their offense again with their first line. Dylan Alpha takes a dodge over the middle, but a save by Risbury. But he manages to get the ball kicked out of traffic so Oregon can pick it back up. Oregon's Marcotte with the ball right now, dodging up over the wing. Finds Alpha, but he can't handle the pass. Ball on the ground here. Ground ball scrum by both teams, but a loose ball push by Chico State will give Oregon the ball back. Oregon's Clifford restarts play here. Oregon back in that 3-1-2 set with Grant Clifford on the crease, but throws the ball away. That was a failed exchange between DeLumpa and Finnegan there as Chico State takes over possession. Brandon Marler with the ball in his team's own box, trying to clear the ball. Finds Fushina, who looks up and finds Connor Patrick. 45 seconds left here in the first half. John Bruni now with the ball at X. He has short stick Luke Kukta on him. Splits back to his left hand and tries to shoot as he comes up across X, but a save by Snyder. And Chico State backs the ball up. That's Chico State's Toby Harvey gets the ball, but timeout Chico State. Looks like they'll try and draw something up here for this last 26 seconds. So another timeout, and we'll take a short break.
Yeah. He was wondering,
All right, and as both teams break the timeout here, Chico State will take possession. John Bruni starting with the ball. 26 seconds left in the half. Let's see if Chico State can cut this deficit before halftime. Trying to run a pick play from X, guarded successfully by Oregon's defense. Now Bruni inside rolls, but has the ball stripped away by Oregon's defense and picked up by Hayden Haugen. 8 seconds left, and a Hail Mary clear by Sam Snyder, picked off by Quinn Gabler. That will do it for the first half, as Oregon leads 9-3 over Chico State after one half of play. And with that, we will take a break for halftime and come back for the second half of action here in Eugene. Sorry about the delay there. Chico State wins the opening face-off off a penalty against Oregon. Number 21, Connor Patrick, with the ball, passes down to John Bruni. Moving screen on Chico State. Oregon takes possession. Hayden Haugen finds Eric Reister. Great ball movement by Oregon as they finish on a fast break. Haugen to Reister to Marcotte down to Clifford. Clifford gets his 4th of the day, I believe. Damewood takes the X against Devin Cameron for Chico State. (10-3) Oregon, 43 seconds into this second half. Damewood wins the ball forward to himself and gets the ground ball, but is called for a procedure penalty. Oh, sorry. Chico State procedure penalty. I think that might have been an inadvertent whistle there. Damewood touches it in the box and passes off to Luke Piper. And now Oregon will settle into their half field and get that first line midfield back out here. Marcotte with the ball at X, moves it up to Oregon's Dylan Alpha, now with Luke Kukta. And Oregon is back in that 3-1-2 set. Alpha moves the ball over to DeLumpa. DeLumpa carries down, rolls back though, and back throws it down to Finnegan, who gives it to Marcotte at X. Now the ball's moved up to Dylan Alpha. And DeLumpa is going to take a dodge down the alley. He finds Marcotte at X. And Alpha is going to dodge down the alley now. Again, moves it to X to Marcotte, who drives up the right wing and scores. Some great ball movement there by Oregon and a lot of patience shown by this first offensive unit as they find a nice easy dump from Marcotte right on the doorstep there. 11-3 Oregon, 2 minutes into the half. Damewood back at the X has taken every face-off but one for Oregon today. I believe this is Chico State's Hayden Noble. Damewood wins the ball forward to himself and takes a shot wide right. A sidearm shot there by Damewood off the face-off win forward to himself. Oregon with the ball in their half field now, and the second line midfield comes out onto the field. Marcy, Mayers, and Delacorte for Oregon. Fushinia playing midfield defense there. Shot by Mayers, saved by Risbury, picked up by 27, Greg Kurth, LSM, who clears it himself. And finds Fushinia for Chico State. Brandon Marler with the ball, moves it to John Bruni. Now to Evan Ferrader. Toby Harvey saves the ball from going out of bounds. And Chico State has their first midfield unit out there as well. (11-3) Oregon, 12 minutes left in the third quarter. Chico State comes out in an open set, no one on crease. Marler with the ball, moves down to Bruni. Bruni has the ball poked away and loses his stick, and will get called for playing without his stick. A great takeaway check by Oregon's Hayden Haugen there. And now Oregon looks to clear. Oh, what a failed clear pass by goalie Sam Snyder. Now the ball is down in Chico State's half of the field. Ball picked up by Chico State, but again stripped back down, back to a ground ball scrum. Nice strip by Grant Clifford. Over the head strip by number 1, Grant Clifford, picks the ball up, scores low to low on Risbury. I think that makes 5 goals for Clifford today. Oregon sure did receive a lot of added firepower from new attackmen coming in the offseason, and they're enjoying that here today. With a 9-goal lead here and 11 minutes left in the third quarter, this game is by no means over, but Chico State needs to do something with their next offensive possession here to get some momentum on their side. Damewood wins the faceoff back to Luke Piper, who picks the ball up and tries to touch it in the box. Gets in the box with some extreme pressure from 26 Ryan Phelan. And now this first midfield unit back on the field. DeLumpa has the ball, move over the top, tries to shoot from outside, but is saved by Risbury. Although the scoreboard may make you think differently, Risbury has had a great game so far. A lot of saves, a lot of big saves. But Oregon has had a lot of shots. So they've gotten 12 by him despite his best efforts. Toby Harvey with the ball at X for Chico State, being guarded by Hayden Haugen closely. Falls down and loses the ball. Oh, flag down though against Haugen. That's going to be a push with possession on number 27, Hayden Haugen for Oregon, as it looked like he pushed him in the back to cause him to fall down. So Chico State will go man up. Perfect opportunity for them here to stop this bleeding a little bit and see if they can start to scrape their way back into this game. Toby Harvey, John Bruni, Brandon Marler, Evan Ferrader, Robbie Blethen, and number, I believe that's 19, Andrew Kosel for the man-up unit for Chico State. Oh, excuse me, that is 16, Patrick Olney. Chico State looking to be aggressive here. Ferrader comes up over the top and stings a goal on the offside top corner. Little wheel play finds Ferrader wide open just above X. Moves his feet forward just enough to sting that goal off Snyder's offside shoulder. 12 for Oregon as Chico State scores their first goal of the half. And now Hayden Noble and Chris Damewood will go back to the face-off X. Ball won forward by Damewood again, and then flicks it back to Gabe Schnitzer. Great face-off win by Damewood to make sure that Oregon retains possession there, as Chico State was starting to converge on him after he won the ball forward to himself. Second line midfielders coming out for Oregon. We'll see what they do here to answer that last goal by Chico State with this possession. Looks like Charlie Mayers is going to, nope, excuse me. Oregon's still just working the ball around, trying to find the matchup they like best. And a whistle play stopped here. Looks like some equipment malfunction stoppage there. And play resumes with Oregon in the ball. No turnover, nothing like that. Oregon still just working the ball around patiently. I'm sure they'll pick a matchup and go here soon to avoid a delay game penalty, and that's what they do as Mayers dodges down the right alley, draws the slide, moves to Del Corte, whose shot goes wide right. Backed up by Oregon, though. Backed up by John Finnegan. Finnegan drives up the left wing. Comes above X, inside rolls, draws a flag. No score, though. Finnegan took a couple rough shots there. One flag drawn. And Oregon will go man up. Despite the penalty, Finnegan still found himself with a pretty good look at the goal there, but I believe it got saved by Risbury. So that man-up unit out there now for Oregon. Luke Kukta, John Finnegan, Michael Marcotte, Grant Clifford, Jake Marcy, and Charlie Mayers. Running a 3-3 set to start out in. I believe the penalty was a hold by number 33, Devin Cameron, as Marcotte takes a shot. It sails over the goal and wide right, backed up by Oregon. And a beautiful ball movement play there as Finnegan drew up, passed down on a wheel to Marcotte, who quick sticked it instantly to Clifford cross crease, who finished as soon as he got the ball. Clifford's been very efficient finding the back of the net today, as I believe he is the game leader with 6 goals. And at the face-off X, now Oregon sends out 29, Ezra Endy. And a procedure penalty on Chico State gives Oregon the ball. And the first line for Oregon comes back out on the field with a 13-4 lead with about halfway through this third quarter. Oregon in no rush here, wants to make sure they find good looks. Not feeling any pressure at all to score. Wants to make sure they get some good shots off as they patiently work the ball around the outside. Kukta dodges down the left alley. Shoots and a save by Risbury. Ball ricochets down behind X, picked up by Chico State. And number 17, Billy Bockhauser, picks the ball up for Chico State but steps out of bounds, so Oregon gets the ball back. Oh, a high sailing pass from the attack to Kukta, but Kukta's able to stop it at least and keep it in bounds. Alpha dodges down the right alley, shoots on the run, and a great save by Risbury on his offside hip. Ball picked up by Chico State initially, checked down, and picked back up by Chico as Oregon is putting a lot of pressure on this ride, trying to get the ball back down. Chico State's number 11, Ryan Smith with the ball now. Finds 2, Michael Peck, defender who clears it over the midline, and gets the ball to Evan Ferrater, who settles things down so that Chico State can get a good offensive run here. Toby Harvey with the ball now for Chico State, being guarded by Hayden Haugen. Harvey draws a double team, moves the ball across. Ball now with Brandon Marler at X, being guarded by Matt Peter. Failed pass by Marler to Freighter, but picked up by Patrick Olney, who uses a screen from Toby Harvey. Guarded well by Hayden Haugen. Oregon playing some good defense here. Again, trying to run this pick play from this right wing, but Oregon has defended it well 3 times now this possession. Patrick Olney gets his hands free, moves the ball. Initially knocked down by Oregon, but there's a flag. Oh, looks like the referee's going to call a necessary roughness on referee's calling unnecessary roughness on number 21, Eric Reister. 1 minute non-releasable penalty. And I think Coach Bongiorno is making the case that a very similar event happened to John Finnegan a couple possessions ago that wasn't called. But nonetheless, Oregon will go man down, non-releasable for a minute. Great opportunity here for Chico State to get some momentum on their side, with maybe a quick goal and then the opportunity for a second man-up possession. Shot wide left by Toby Harvey, backed up by Chico State. Oregon playing a very condensed man down. Freighter moves it up to Harvey, who shoots. Deflected. Shot was deflected by Johnny Cook for Oregon. And a whistle now. Oh, I think the shot might have gone off Johnny Cook's helmet, so the referee just making sure he's okay. Can't fault the stoppage of play for that. Chico State with the ball, moves it, skip pass, failed skip pass to Toby Harvey. Will give Oregon the ball back. And Oregon comes out alive of that man-up possession and gets the ball into their half of the field with Alex Delacorte. Oregon still man down here, but no sign of a double team from Chico State yet. And we're all even as Oregon successfully kills the penalty. Second midfield unit in for Oregon. Running that 3-1-2 set, it looks like. Yep, 3-1-2 set with the midfielder's umbrella up top. And Delacorte is going to dodge from the right wing over the top with his left hand, guarded well by Brandon Marler. And now Marcotte is going to dodge from X. Moves the ball back up to the midfield. And Delacorte dodges down the right alley. Takes an outside shot. Must have been at least a 20-yard shot. Straight to the stick of Gavin Risbury, who makes, again, yet another save. And Chico State successfully clears the ball into their half of the field. Connor Patrick doing a lot of the legwork there in the midfield. And now gets the ball to Curtis Bowden, who runs to X, being guarded by LSM Eric Reister. And a whistle. Legal procedure Chico State. Must have been a substitution error. And Oregon will retake possession. Oregon's Justin Anthony moves the ball back to Sam Snyder, who moves it to Hayden Halligan on the opposite side of the field, who moves the ball up to Dylan Alpha, and Oregon now has the ball touched into the box with their first midfield unit back out on the field. Clifford for Oregon, calling for some patience to move the ball around, settle things down a little bit. Oregon feeling no rush with a minute and a half left in this third quarter, up 13-4. Clifford moves the ball down to Finnegan, who moves it to Marcotte. Oregon just moving the ball around the outside here, hoping to settle into their offense comfortably, as DeLumpa is going to dodge down the right alley, moves the ball to Marcotte at X, who drives up the right wing, who passes inside to Finnegan, who handles the pass and scores. Like clockwork for Oregon. A dodge down the right alley, move to X after the slide's been drawn. And Marcotte assessing his options every time he does that. Finds Finnegan this time, cutting down the crease. And Finnegan with a nice catch and score on the side. 14-4 Oregon, a minute and 3 left in the third quarter. Ezra Endy back out at the face-off X for Oregon against Devin Cameron for Chico State. Endy wins the clamp, rakes it back to Gabe Schnitzer, and Oregon's won another face-off. Schnitzer finds a cutting Finnegan, but has the ball checked down. It looks like a loose ball penalty is going to get called against Chico State here, as Finnegan got basically picked up off the ground in the loose ball scrum. Finnegan has a short stick matchup, but decides to move the ball to Marcotte. And Charlie Mayers instead will dodge the LSM up top on the alley. Moves the ball to Marcotte, who moves to Finnegan and scores. Based off what Oregon's Marcotte was directing there, it looks like they saw an opportunity for that play to work and executed it perfectly, as Finnegan gets 2 back-to-back goals. And Oregon now leads 15-4 with about 20 seconds left in this third quarter. Ezra Endy takes the face-off X against Devin Cameron again. Last face-off, Endy won against Cameron. Endy again wins the clamp and wins it forward to himself, gets the ground ball, but is converged on by the Chico State wing play, and Oregon will settle down into their half field here. Lucas Piper with the ball, 10 seconds left, makes a drive to goal, moves it to Marcotte, who makes a nice move inside, but a great save by Risbury. Great move by Marcotte to cut underneath his defender with the ball there. Get a nice look at the goal, but an even better save by Risbury to end this third quarter. Oregon has a 15-4 lead going into the fourth quarter, and we'll take a short break and be back for the rest of the action. And we're back here for the start of this fourth quarter. ND at the face-off against Hayden Noble. And Oregon comes up with another face-off win. Oh, diving check by number 26, Ryan Phelan for Chico State, strips Oregon's Eric Reister. And a flag down now against Oregon. Illegal body check called on Oregon's Hayden Haugen, I believe. Nope, Eric Reister. Eric Reister with the illegal body check penalty. So Oregon will go man down, up 15-4 at the start of this fourth quarter. Chico State goes man up. Brandon Marler started the play off, and now John Bruni moves the ball up to Wetham. Wetham moves to Toby Harvey. Harvey moves to Bruni. Marler with the ball on the left wing moves to X to Evan Ferrader. Oregon playing some pretty good man-down defense here to start this penalty. And a great save by Sam Snyder as Toby Harvey tried to make a second goal from pretty much the same spot he scored at earlier. Oh, but Damewood has the ball stripped away by Chico State's attack, so now they have the ball back with numbers. Ball goes back down to the ground, and Damewood picks it up and finds Oregon's Gabe Schnitzer. Oh, excuse me, Liam DeLumpa. And DeLumpa clears it by himself. And now Oregon has the ball on their half of the field. Again, Oregon in no rush here, showing a lot of patience. Feeling no pressure to be aggressive and attack the goal. Taking their time to get settled in the offense as Kukta looks like he's going to dodge. Rolls back down to the left alley. Moves the ball to Finnegan at X, who finds Liam DeLumpa, who scores from about 12 yards out. DeLumpa's second goal of the day. A great high-to-low shot. Offside low on Risbury, just wasn't quick enough to get to it. 16-4 Oregon with 13 minutes left in the game. I think we might start to see some different personnel come out for Oregon here soon. Jeff Snyder checks in at attack for Oregon. The fourth attackman in this offensive firepower stacked team. A junior lefty. As ND wins another faceoff, has it stripped away but picks the ball back up. And Oregon will again settle into their offense. Schnitzer with the ball now trying to find an outlet, and he finds Delacorte. The second midfield unit in for Oregon. Chico State fell behind a little bit in their substitution, but Oregon decides not to take advantage of that. It's going to be patient and set up their offense instead. Snyder moves the ball across to Marcotte, moves it up to Mayers. Oregon running that 3-1-2 set that's been working for him all game as Marcy dodges down the right alley, shoots, and looks like it just went wide of the goal. Oregon backs it up, and we'll get right back into their offensive rhythm. Marcy's going to take another dodge, goes down the alley, tries an outside shot that may have been deflected, but either way was wide right of the goal. Backed up again by Oregon. Snyder with the ball now moves it up to Marcy. And it looks like Charlie Mayers is going to get the opportunity to take a dodge here. Dodges over the top. Moves it down to Marcy, who had to switch hands to his left, and the shot goes wide. Snyder will restart play in the corner of the field. Takes a sweeping dodge from X with his left hand, moves it up to Marcy, who finds Delacorte on a skip pass, trying to get his hands free with his left, but some good defense there by 27 Greg Kurth for Chico State. And Marcy will take another dodge down this right alley. Lowers his shoulder, and the shot again goes, looks like it may have been deflected that time again, but wide of the goal. And Marcy's going to take another dodge. He looks pretty determined to get a goal on this possession. Has another shot deflected, but this time deflected straight to the ground, and Chico State comes up with the ball. Risbury finds Greg Kurth, who finds Devin Cameron on the clear, who has a lane to the goal, but gets converged on by Oregon, but somehow gets out alive with the ball and finds John Bruni, and now Chico State will settle into their half-field play. A whistle by the referee. Offsides by Chico State. And Oregon takes advantage of a quick restart. Luke Piper finds Marcotte on the other side of the field. Looks like they're going to try and push here. Finds Eric Reister. Snyder takes a shot that goes wide left. Oregon's Clifford will restart play from the end line. And this first midfield unit is back in for Oregon. And Kukta dodges down the left alley. Shoots, but a foot save by Risbury. And Greg Kurth picks the rebound up for Chico State and finds number 17, Billy Bockhauser. Looked like Chico State had numbers there for a second, but Oregon catches back up. And number 11, Ryan Smith, takes an outside shot, which is saved relatively easily by Sam Snyder. And now Oregon has the ball back in their half field. Marcotte finds Alpha with some space on the other side of the field, but a back check by number 24, Quinn Gabler, finds the ball on the ground, and Chico State retakes possession. Ronnie Blethen with the ball now on his own end of the field. Looks like he's going to try and leg this one out and clear it himself. Gets by Clifford and into the offensive side of the field for Chico State. 16-4 with 9 minutes left in the game. Oh, a strip by Eric Reister up top on number 21, Connor Patrick, but Devin Cameron picks the ball back up for Chico State, who is now being guarded by Reister. John Bruni with the ball at X. Devin Cameron makes a nice stutter move over the top on the wing, but a failed pass was picked up by Schnitzer, but there was a flag down. Slash on, looks like number 21. It looks like Reister again with a slashing penalty. So Oregon will go man down. Chico State has a 1 minute opportunity to see if they can get their fifth goal here. Toby Harvey with the ball up top, as Haugen aggressively puts some pressure on him up top, forcing him to pass it off. Oregon's man down unit has been pretty exceptional today so far. Let's see what Chico State can do with this opportunity. Skip pass to Harvey up top, moves to Ronnie Blethen. High to low shot, bouncing shot saved by Sam Snyder. Snyder hasn't seen near as many shots as Risbury has today, it seems, but he's done well with the shots that he has seen as well. Both goalies playing pretty well today. Oregon's Haugen with the ball being pressured by Brandon Marler. Finds Snyder, who slips as he Hail Mary clears the ball. Somehow caught by Jeff Snyder, who finds himself open in the middle. Moves it to Marcotte, but the pass is dropped. A great full field clear pass caught by Snyder. It looked like he had an opportunity for a shot there, but decided to dish to Marcotte. And now Chico State gets the ball, but turns it back over to Oregon, who has their third line midfield out. Clayton Solich, Luke Piper, and freshman Oscar Mahoney. Running the same set that the offense has been all day, as Mahoney takes a dodge down the right wing. A big freshman uses his body to get position in the goal. Oh, but the referee calls a ward. Coach Bongiorno certainly not happy about that, arguing that he had both hands on his stick, but nonetheless, turnover and Chico State takes possession. Ronnie Blethyn with the ball, touches it in the box. Chico State not showing a lot of urgency here. Pretty big deficit with 6 minutes left to go in the game, but we'll see what they can do with this possession. Devin Cameron, Curtis Bowden, and Ronnie Blethyn out there at midfield for Chico State, and a long, deep shot by Devin Cameron goes wide of the goal, probably for the best. Had that been on goal, I think Snyder would have got that one. So Chico State retains possession at X. Moves the ball back up to the midfield. Devin Cameron again looks like he's going to dodge on Oregon's Mahoney. Dodges down the alley to his left hand, brings it back to his right. Shoots high to low, but saved by Snyder, who immediately finds Matt Peter outside, but an interference penalty, goalie interference penalty, I believe, will give Oregon a free clear. Instead of allowing a play-on opportunity, the referee just blew the whistle and will give a free clear to Oregon, who keeps their third line in the game. So this offensive unit out here, we have Jeff Snyder, Michael Marcotte, and Grant Clifford at attack, Oscar Mahoney, Luke Piper, and Clay Solich at the midfield, as Clay is going to dodge down the right alley. Some good defense by Chico State's number 11, Ryan Smith. Moves the ball to Marcotte, up to Piper, who finds Mahoney. And Mahoney is going to dodge down the right alley, using that big body to get some position, but moves the ball to X to Marcotte. 5 minutes to go left in this game. Oregon up 16-4 as Mahoney dodges again. Loses the ball. Ball's down, and Snyder picks the ball up, and Oregon retains possession. Reverses it to the backside as Piper gets an over-the-head check and lose the ball, but Clifford picks the ball up. Mahoney looking to dodge again down that right alley, lowers his shoulder, finds Marcotte at X, who appears to be looking to feed. Failed pass to Clifford on the crease, but goes through all the way back up top to Solich, and Oregon keeps possession. Solich finds himself in shooting range, but looks like a foot save by Risbury there. And now a ground ball scrum near the end line. Comes up Oregon, but the ball is checked away, and a loose ball push will give the ball back to Oregon. Oregon really has dominated the ground ball play today, and it probably is showing with their time of possession. As Marcotte finds Luke Piper on the crease, but Piper's quick stick goes wide left of the goal. Under 4 minutes now left in this game as Snyder takes a dodge from X up the left wing, and his shot hits the outside of the net, and Risbury picks the ground ball up. Chico State trying to clear the ball, number 26, Ryan Phelan, but ball is lost, but then number 8, John Bruni, checks the ball out of bounds from Piper. Chico State looked like they may have had numbers there, but they're going to settle it up and get their offense set up here. Devin Cameron moves the ball down to Toby Harvey. And the ball's back up top now with Brandon Marler, who's going to dodge on Oscar Mahoney. Gets top side on Mahoney, and a feed to Devin Cameron failed, but it looks like Chico State was in the crease anyways. So Oregon will take over possession. Alex Delacorte for Oregon clears the ball himself and moves it down to X. That's number 13 in the game for Oregon. Freshman attackman Nick Gilbert and Barrett Poe for Oregon, along with Jeff Snyder still in the game. Under 2 minutes now left in the game. 16-4 Oregon. Charlie Mayers dodges over the top and scores left-handed. A nice move by Mayers to beat his man top side. A nice lefty shot high to low on that offside low and away corner. Too well placed for Isbury to get to that one as Oregon takes a 17-4 lead with 1:35 seconds left in this game. Ezra Endy at the faceoff X against Hayden Noble for Chico State. And Endy wins it out to Gabe Schnitzer, who picks up the ground ball and is able to clear over the midline. And Chico State's Evan Frater gets a penalty for offsides as he wasn't able to stop his momentum quick enough. Schnitzer finds Poe in the middle, but the ball is knocked down by Chico State, and now Oregon will go man up. And Oregon's going to send their starting man up unit back out onto the field. Oregon man up now with just over a minute left in the game. We'll see what they try and do with this possession, if they'll attack the goal or if they'll just decide to drain the clock out. Looks like they're going to run their play. Marcy with the ball now, moves it across to Marcotte, who finds Kupta, moves it back to Marcy. They're even, as that was just a 30-second penalty. Clifford gets underneath and gets a shot off, but saved by Risbury. I think Clifford wanted a penalty there, but now Chico State will clear the ball. 27, Greg Kurth. Good ball movement there by Chico State to find a look on the doorstep, but a save by Sam Snyder keeps the score the way it is, and Oregon now with 10 seconds left in this game. You expect them will probably just, I was going to say run the clock out, but Jake Marcy takes a shot with 2 seconds left. And that'll do it for this one today, with Oregon winning 17-4 over visiting rival Chico State. And now thank you for watching this game on Lax TV. We'll be back next Saturday with Oregon State taking on Washington State at 1 p.m. And then Saturday, March 3rd, we're back here at the University of Oregon as Oregon will take on Sonoma State at 1 p.m. Thanks again for watching this broadcast of Oregon against Chico State, and it'll be interesting to see how these teams continue on with the rest of their season.